The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASSAN, and the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, have strongly opposed plans by the federal government to reduce its stakes in joint venture JV oil assets, warning that such a move could plunge the country into deeper economic crisis. The unions, while speaking at a joint press briefing in Abuja, described the planned asset sales and proposed amendments to the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA, as dangerous policies capable of bankrupting the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, and mortgaging the future of generations yet unborn. President of PENGASSAN, Festus Osifo, explained that the government currently holds between 55% and 60% stake in JV assets managed by NNPCL on behalf of the Federation, as a caution that moves to dispose of 30% to 35% of these stakes in exchange for short-term cash would cripple the nation's major source of foreign exchange and revenue. The Labour leader argued that reducing the government's stake would erode NNPCL's ability to meet its obligations, including payment of workers' salaries and welfare, stressing that such divestments could ultimately extend to major operators like Total Energies, Chevron, and First ENP.
That if 40 years ago, if 30 years ago, these assets were sold, where would Nigeria be getting our forex from to manage our currency? If these assets were sold, where would our country, Nigeria, be able to generate tax from and get dividend from to be able to manage our budget? You cannot mortgage our future today, and tomorrow we will be starving as a country. We have all heard every now and then when our crude production reduces, it has a way of affecting our foreign exchange. It has a way of affecting our naira. It has a way of affecting our budget. It moves our budget from balanced budget to deficit budgeting, because principally our major earning today, it comes from crude production. So if government is not going ahead to reduce their stake in these companies, we don't even need an economist. We don't need an economic planner. We don't need a petroleum economist to tell us what is going to happen to us as a country.
On his part, NUPENG President Williams Akporeha criticized government's inconsistency in oil sector reforms, noting that the PIA, which was enacted barely 3 years ago, has not been given enough time to stabilize before attempts to amend it.
Little assets that the country have, you're also planning to also sell them. So this, as industry players, as workers in the industry, we said no. The government must give a second look at the proposals that are being brought before them. That it's not the interest of Nigerians, it's not the interest of the industry that these assets are sold. I'm coming to talk of PIA. When did the PIA even came to be? We have not even experimented it enough to say, these are the areas we must even look at. It's just barely 2 years now. The investors are coming to even understand the PIA and how they can also invest. Then suddenly, we are coming up with a different amendment again.
The unions then urged President Bola Tinubu to call the Minister of Finance, the NNPC management, and other officials driving the proposals to order, insisting that focus should rather be on raising oil production to 3 million barrels per day within the next 2 years and creating an investor-friendly fiscal regime. The one that, if unchecked, the planned asset sales and amendments will not only undermine NNPCL but also weaken Nigeria's economic survival.